Sometimes SEO means we built you some citations, which means like your Yext and different directory sites. Sometimes it means we're writing you blog posts. Sometimes it means we're doing some technical tuning on the website. Sometimes it means we're building backlinks. Uh, so whenever we say we do Google relationship optimization, I'm making a statement that we do a very holistic approach.
Welcome, Genesis Nation. I am stoked today to have a super intelligent and great guy, Craig Bond with Elite Results Marketing. And Craig has a really, really keen wit about him and understanding of everything internet. And I wanted to be able to bring to our audience, really, for the most part, his company does a lot of things. First of all, we are fully integrated through Go High Level in our system in Genesis. So that will make things easier to use your organization for those of you out there using Genesis already and Genesis Nation. But we could talk about a lot of things, right? From PR outreach to Facebook ads to all that. But really what we want to key in today is the work that you do for custom websites, as well as SEO and how that integrates together, SEO being search engine optimization. There tends to be a lot of confusion out there. What does it take to get organic recognition above the fold, so to speak, right? 1 through 10 listing, because if you're not above the fold, then, or on the first page, then you're no good on your SEO, right? So can you start with like, what is a custom website? And my understanding is that a website should be a sales tool. It doesn't, yes, it's going to be pretty because we're in 2023 and you're making it now and it has customizable, but it's a sales tool. And if it's not bringing you revenue and clients, then it's not working right. So can you start with like what a customized website, or like what are some of the tactics that we need to know as chiropractors marketing digitally?
So in my opinion, the website is where, like, we're going to focus on SEO today, but no matter what kind of advertising you're doing, you're going to want to spend more time investing in your website up front, because that's where all the traffic goes.
Yeah.
And I've seen, not just in chiropractic, because we've worked external to chiropractic as well, that people want to hop immediately into some sort of paid advertising or immediately into SEO, and they may even be willing to invest quite a bit into that. But sometimes they're pushing a dead horse, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to spend the time and focus on it. They want to go for a cheap WordPress template or a Wix website or whatever, and they're skipping over some of the core components that are going to make that traffic actually convert. And so when we put together a website for a chiropractor, it is customized because we want it to represent you and your brand. That goes into kind of like the 4R framework, and I totally didn't come up with this. I'm not that smart, but it's reputation, reach, resell, referral, right? Those are kind of the 4 levers that you can pull. And
Awesome.
within that bucket of reputation, you're going to have things like your reviews and whatever, but it also encompasses how you're presenting yourself online. So we do want the website to be customized to you and your brand. A website that's going to look really attractive and attract more people and represent you well is going to incorporate custom imagery, which means you're probably going to spend some money on a photographer to come in. And that's considered an extra expense until you realize how much it elevates your brand to create a more attractive looking website that's going to appeal to people. And back to kind of the formula we think about whenever we're putting a website together, we have to answer some questions very quickly in somebody's subconscious brain. They don't necessarily know that they're thinking this, but whenever they hit a website for chiropractic, they've probably found you either from a Facebook ad or they've done a search. And when they arrive, they're thinking, is this a chiropractor? That's the first question, right? Want to make sure that's aligned with whatever they were looking for.
Yes.
Then
so it should say, yes, I'm a chiropractor initially, right?
Absolutely. Like the imagery in that header above the fold on the website should absolutely depict that you're a chiropractor.
Right.
If you got a picture of a pony, it's probably going to create some confusion,
Got it.
right? And these are such small,
Well,
subtle things,
it's subconscious confusion where they're going to click away versus stay and read more. Yeah.
right? If they get there and it's like a real industrial building, like you can create confusion just through the imagery. And then you get into the text itself, which I can get into some interesting facts about conversion rate optimization, where if you have too many fonts going on, it disjoints the message in the subconscious and forces people not to actually read the
That's really,
text.
I'm so glad you said that because like when I do a PowerPoint, if things are off or if I'm like writing an email, like I automatically, maybe it's my own OCD, but I automatically align the fonts, but it makes my brain, I guess, absorb the information better. That's a critical piece. So two critical pieces on the site. One, above the fold, the first thing, tell them that you're a chiropractor. Two, have the language and font be matching, which is great. Any other
Yep.
little tidbits on the website? I don't want you to give away
The
all your thunder because this is your
no,
magic here.
every consultation I go over with everybody this exact formula because it's so important.
Yeah.
Again, I see so many people try to skip on the website, and I'm like, no, you want to focus on the website. In fact, we shifted gears a long time ago that if you want to do an SEO campaign with us, we need to build the website.
Yeah.
Part of that
Yeah.
is we can offer it more efficiently on the back end if it's consistent. We're not trying to figure out how to post to this website and this builder and that. Like that's an operational nightmare. But in addition, we know that the core components that we need are there. So back to the
And
formula.
real quick, do you
Yeah.
prefer to use WordPress or Wix or does it matter?
Yeah. I keep getting pushed on that topic from other agencies and
Yeah.
people in general. And we've continuously leaned into WordPress.
Okay.
The closest competitor would be Duda.
Hmm.
There's a lot of limitations there that I don't care for just for how we've built our operations. Um,
But
so
generally,
there's a
if you're
level
gonna
of
if you
comfort.
but the general aspect or assumption or whatever word I'm trying to find here is use WordPress if you're going to build
Yeah.
a site. It gives like Google likes it the best and it gives you the most flexibility with what you can do with the site. Okay. Sorry, I threw you off topic. So we talked about the words matching, the fonts matching, chiropractic, right? So it's like your code or your content actually is relevant and it's visually pleasing. What's the other R's?
I, I'm going to continue down the formula, but don't let me forget whenever we get to the SEO component,
Yes.
another advantage to using WordPress over other types of website. And that
Got it.
comes all the way down to the code level. And I'll
So
explain
I
why.
have to use my brain talking about code. No problem. Let's go.
um, So the first thing they're thinking is this a chiropractor? Then the very next one that needs to be answered is this a chiropractor near me?
Mm,
From what we've observed, people typically don't want to travel more than about 8 miles to go visit a chiropractor. There
wow.
are, I can hear tons of people screaming at me, I have people that come from over an hour away.
Of course.
They probably lived close by whenever they came to you as a customer. You have excellent service and they've continued to stay with you because of that.
Yes.
A new customer is probably not likely to travel more than 8 miles. So we want to very clearly tell them where you're located so that they're confident, okay, this is reasonable for me to work with
Hmm.
this person. And then the very next set of things that we start trying to solve for in their brain is, do they have what I want? I see often, especially with chiropractic, the mistake of not listing all the different things that you can treat. And it's amazing what just making them aware can do for increasing the amount of conversions you get. So, for
Right. So
example,
just conditions to treatments to therapies, all of it. Yeah.
right, if you'll list them out for them in a way that's easy to read, not confusing, and immediately starts going into them right after that header section, you're increasing the odds that they're likely to pick up the phone and call you because they may go, I'm going to give a weird for instance because I'm not a pregnant woman, but I'm a pregnant woman and I'm curious if it's safe for me to actually come visit you. If you don't say we treat it's prenatal, right?
Prenatal. Yeah.
Prenatal.
Hmm.
Yep. Then they may go, this may not be the person for me, and it could cause them to leave. Could
Right.
not. They may go ahead, but again, subconsciously, they're sitting there going, hey, they said they do prenatal. they can definitely work with me, right?
Mm,
At that point, then we start shifting gears from they found themselves in the right place to how do we build trust and authority, right? So this is where, when we do SEO, we do press distribution or whatever, we can leverage some credibility if you've been featured on some TV, some different news outlets and stuff, just to showcase who you are. Dr. Ryan's a great example. Like, he teaches, and so we showcase, hey, I teach other chiropractors. What greater way to express value in what you do if other chiropractors are coming to you to learn, right?
learn. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
creating that authority, we found statistically that the second highest frequented page on a chiropractic website is the Meet the Doctor page, which makes a ton of sense
Yeah,
because what
yeah,
you
of course.
guys do is very intimate. You're going to have
Hmm.
a stranger touching your body. And
Yep.
so we try to actually include a small About Me section with the doctor immediately on that homepage. It's another question that I want answered without them having to click and dig for it, right?
Yeah,
And I don't want them to have to go to Meet the Doctor. I want to get them a preview of that.
quickly.
If at all possible, we do maybe an intro video. I don't like video headers at the top. It can create distraction, right? We want to focus on answering those core questions first. Also, it slows down the website. We can do a lazy load on a video that's embedded lower and then showcase the office, the doctor, the staff. We want to, again, start creating um, authority, but also a trust that they're going to be going to a place that they're comfortable with. They're not showing up to a hole in the wall.
Right.
One of the examples that I give a lot on consultations is I'll create the most ridiculous scenario. Let's say we'll shift off SEO and we'll talk Facebook ads for a second. Let's say we had the best offer in the world. My offer on Facebook is that you can come in for 6 months free, plus we'll pay you $1,000. Who's going to say no to that offer? It's impossible, right? Like,
Right,
there's
right.
no way we can fail. People are going to show up. That's actually false. And I am pulling from a real scenario that I came across. If you have no reviews or very few and they're very low star reviews online, your website is mainly filled with like coming soons and stuff. So it doesn't feel like complete and whole. Doesn't show
There's
pictures of the office.
there's
It's
there's
almost
no
blank.
trust. It just doesn't seem like you're a
You
real
break the
practice.
trust.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
that's going way far the other direction, but it's
Hmm.
to create a point that these things matter, and we're
Yeah.
trying to add all those things up to create a nice picture in
So
this person's brain.
unbroken links, not coming soon, but like just paying attention to every page and a lot of reviews. So just for time's sake, Craig, because my attention span is short, and so is everybody else's in the world these days. Because we could definitely talk for hours, but can you give us like some of the top three tips, perhaps around SEO, and how that integrates with your customized website sites?
Uh, Something I may have shared with you the last time we met was I don't classify what we do as SEO anymore. I coined a term called Google Relationship Optimization.
Ooh,
I did that intentionally because whenever somebody says SEO, it doesn't always mean SEO.
yeah,
Sometimes SEO means we built you some citations, which means like your Yext and different directory sites. Sometimes it means we're writing you blog posts. Sometimes it means we're doing some technical tuning on the website.
yeah.
Sometimes it means we're building backlinks. Uh, so whenever we say we do Google relationship optimization, I'm making a statement that we do a very holistic approach.
Okay.
Um,
I like that
all of
term.
these things, all of these things, well, you guys do chiropractic, holistic fits, right?
Yes, yes, and I like Google Relationship Management. That's GRM. That's a whole new term for me. It's
So
it's a it's like a holistic aspect of SEO. I really like because it makes sense. You know, you're putting blogs out, you're changing content or code on the site, you're getting reviews. So it's all basically your website's relationship to Google and how it shows and positions you. Love it.
not only the other reason that I called it that is another thing that is usually associated with SEO is like the black hat spammy stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to distance myself from that. My goal and objective is not actually to twist Google's arm into giving you something. It's to work with them and understand what they want, what we want, and align those two goals,
Yeah.
right? And
Play the game appropriately.
if we break that down at its core, the big way Google makes money is by selling advertisement back to me and you. But the way they're able to do that is they have an audience that they can sell back to us.
Mm-hmm.
They accomplish that by making sure that their search results are always good. So whenever I search something and I get a result back, it generally matches very well. I don't have to scroll and scroll and scroll. I don't go to page two, certainly.
Ever.
And that is accomplished through how they've structured the algorithm, which is largely engagement based at this point, meaning they're recognizing when people like something and they're continuously rewarding that person because people like it. So the definition of chiropractor in, let's say, Bentonville, Arkansas, can change or fluctuate based off of how people are voting. And they're voting with their clicks, they're voting with how long they stay on the website, they're voting with leaving reviews and engaging with your post, etc. So whenever we do SEO, there's all these tactical things like the press release, the blog, the technicals, etc. But there's really only three phases that you need to pay attention to. The first one is I want to tell Google very explicitly what I want to show up for. They compute billions and billions and billions and billions of lines of code, even just per hour. And that costs money, right? Those servers are crunching numbers that cost money. They are not going to waste time on trying to figure out what you want to rank for. So we want to spoon feed it to them.
Make it easy.
That's done through like your URL structure, your schema data on the back end, which is just a coding language, your header tags, the content on the website. I think I've given you an example in the past of like how adding different words can change context dramatically. So like I say the word diamond. What do you think of?
A diamond.
What kind of diamond?
Like a shiny diamond.
Okay, so you went more diamond ring, right? So ring, but I can change context completely and put baseball in front.
Oh.
And now we're talking about a completely different topic, right? So
totally,
we're very careful with what words we put together, even so that we're shaping the context. So first phase, we have to very clearly express to them what we want to show up for, right? If we do those things properly, this should put you on page 2 or 3, right? All things being equal, you're just starting out, fresh, brand new website, fresh, brand new Google My Business listing. You're page 2 or 3, right? Which is good. It feels demoralizing. You're like, all that effort to get all that things right. And then we're still only rewarded there. The second phase is we have to earn our right to be A/B tested. So Google's search engine is a giant A/B testing engine. Again, they care about the engagement of how people interact with our websites and our web assets. And so we have to earn the right for them to test us, show us a little bit and see what people think. The way we do that is through things like press releases, going in and getting links back from other blog publications, our citations, things like that. We're seeding the internet with mentions of us, teaching them more about who we are and who we serve. And basically the goal is we want them to know we exist and that people are talking about us, right? Even down to sharing our content on social media, getting engagement on social media. They're reading those signals and they go, oh, there's a new player in town. People are talking about them. It's getting noticed.
Clicking.
Let's introduce them into the search and see what happens. In my industry, we call it the Google dance. They show you, they take you out. They show you, they take you out. And it dances back and forth. And they're looking to get feedback on those signals. Now, if we didn't start with the website in mind first, where it's designed to convert, the signals that we're going to attract are poor and they're going to work against us, not for us, right? Which is why we start with the website first. We want that structured properly, because if we're getting tested, we want positive signals. We want people to end their search on our website by making a phone call, filling out a form, scheduling an appointment.
Got it.
And that's really the last phase is how people engage with us, right?
Like, is it
They're
is it
leaving.
easy? Like every page should have a contact us form or availability and things like that.
Yeah, whenever we build our website, number one, a lot of people operate on these things right here. So we want to make sure it's mobile optimized. At any point in their journey that we've satisfied the questions they have in their minds, kind of like picking a lock. Hit that
Yeah,
tumbler, hit that last one, they're ready to buy. I want that buy button right next to their thumb.
I love it.
So whenever you go through any one of our websites, the call button and the chat button are within a thumb's reach. No
I
matter
love
if
it.
you're right-handed or left-handed, it's right there at the bottom. It
So I mean, you're
floats.
literally taking into account human factors, which is something totally that I geek out on, interests me. But it's like how the haptic suits and things like how phone feels in your hand, or obviously iPhone has paid attention to, sorry, has paid attention to that, right? But that's
Right.
really cool, man. I love that.
Well, I've seen like other website designers, they got this part right. They'll have a floating call button, but it's at the top, and it's like, I can't reach
You
that
can't
easily
you
with
can't
my
get it. Yeah,
thumb,
totally. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
we even think down to that level of like,
Well, it's
how do we
you're
make it
paying
easy?
attention, and you're paying attention to user interface and user experience. This is you have you obviously know your game. I like your tactical and strategical approach to really how you're. It's not just SEO, and it makes sense
Right,
where you would want to take over a website because then you're like leading. You're leading. You would be leading traffic to a broken foundation if it wasn't built properly with code and the right content and the accessibility and things like that. So with Elite Results Marketing, I mean, we'll put all your contact info below for our clients and those of you at Genesis Nation. If you want to talk to Craig, just click on these links below, and you certainly, we've got, this is a nice good chunk of, I would say golden website and SEO nuggets, way more Google relationship management nuggets, even better. Any final tidbits?
nope, I'm gonna hammer home.
Okay, good.
Focus on the website. Focus on the
Yes,
website.
awesome. So focus on the site. That's your digital real estate. That should be
Yep.
bringing you new patients, and everything else feeds into it. So, I mean, that's great info because a lot of people will come to you with a broken website. And now you don't have to say, look, we got to rebuild your website. It's more like, okay, I'm coming in understanding I got to rebuild this machine so it can sell for me. Awesome, man.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and experience. And I look forward to, this integrated and collaborative relationship that we got going on here. So thank you, Genesis Nation, for always being here.
Appreciate it.